Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are back at the Atlanta airport area, and this time we're staying at another new hotel. New to us. This hotel is actually a little bit old, but it is the Renaissance Concorde Hotel, and it is actually kind of right off of the main runway and very close to Delta. So let's go take a look around. Here we are in the main foyer. It is actually kind of a pretty big, spacious foyer. Now this is the Executive King Suite. So if you are looking for what room to book when you come here and you want this type of room, that is the type of room it is. Now we did get upgraded to this room because I am a titanium, which is all the more reason to not book off of third-party sites and stick to a brand, because you can get room upgrades like this. Hashtag, we're not sponsored. But I do appreciate the fact that there is lighting in here. If you've watched any of our other hotel tours, I think having lights right when you walk in the room is huge. Now there are no mirrors or anything like that. There is a light switch over here. The room does kind of have a bit of a feel like they sort of renovated, but it also still has a bit of that aged look to it as well. Next up, we're gonna go check out the bathroom, which is over here to my left and your right. Welcome to another tiny bathroom. So this room, very tiny, very echoey, and I would like to point out you cannot get to the toilet if the door is open. Actually, as you can see, this is tight quarters. Now you could probably flip the door completely open if you wanted to, and you could utilize this space, but it's not very big. Now I do find this wallpaper to be kind of interesting, because when you stand and look at it from out in the hallway, it kind of looks 3D. Like it almost looks like there's a bookshelf. Up close you can obviously tell it's not. So interesting that they went with books. There's a lot of books kind of spread out throughout this entire hotel. We do have a single sink vanity, which I don't think they could fit double in here. It does look recently renovated, to be completely honest with you, but they took out all of the shelving, so instead you kind of have this weird rolly cart that's kind of rusted over. Again, like I said, like there's evidence that they kind of remodeled stuff, but then you also get a bit of old. The shower looks like it's been redone in terms of the wall and the shower head, but it is one of those old school tubs with a curtain. Why they didn't just take it all out and just put a walk-in shower, I don't know, because nobody really utilizes bathtubs, especially in hotels, unless it's a big like jacuzzi tub. We do have bath products on the wall, which is the Kevin Murphy, which I do believe is the same brand they use at the other Renaissance on the other side of the airport that we did stay at. So make sure you check out that one if you want to see the other Renaissance location. Overall though, the bathroom is okay. We've got 2 sconces, we've got a mirror. The mirror definitely has dings and chips in it from what I don't know. But again, you can kind of see the age, but you also see that they tried to revamp it a little bit. Next up, we're gonna go check out the coat closet room. I'm not really sure what it is. Here we are in the weird coat closet room. I don't really know what to call it. It at least has a light here. We've got this weird dresser table thing, but again, you can tell that it's definitely aged. There's lots of scratches all over it. It would be a decent place to kind of throw your luggage if you wanted it out of the way. We do have a closet here. Pretty big closet, however, it smells like dirty feet in there. That is where the luggage cart, the luggage rack is. We do not have any robes, which when we stayed at the other Renaissance, it came with robes. And it looks like the hairdryer or maybe a steamer's in there, and then we've got some hangers. No lights in the closet though, which I think is a little strange. So this is kind of the extension of the suite. We've got a small little chaise lounge sofa over here. We do have a bit of a table with like an interesting tic-tac-toe situation. We do have a wet bar and a microwave over here, but I don't think there's a mini fridge. We do have some cabinet space up here. Like I said, you've got a wet bar, and then progressing over here to this side, this is your work table. Not a whole lot of lighting. This is pretty much it. As you can tell, there's no overhead lighting. There's no lighting over by the bar. There's no lights really over here except for this tiny little lamp, which is not very bright. It's very much like spotlight. We do have a coffee maker with some tea. I feel like they could have upgraded that and gotten a little bit nicer. We do have a TV over here, some more cabinets, and look, I found the fridge. That's where the fridge is. It doesn't make sense for the fridge to be over here, but hey, at least there's a fridge. And we've got some more drawers and cabinet space. There actually is not anywhere to really store your clothes either in this room, other than on hangers and that one weird drawer thing that's in that space. It seems like this room's missing some things. Not really sure what, but it definitely feels like it's missing a few things. Again, like I said, the furniture that couch looks nice. The chair over here looks nice. However, you can see the age on the table, and you can definitely see the age on the cabinetry. It's a little mix of like they revamped it, but they just didn't go too hard. Over here to my left is the chair like I mentioned. We've got some more glasses and a little side table. We do have the full-size mirror over here, which is interesting, but this is where you're gonna do your fit check. But nonetheless, this does really open the room, and it does feel very spacious. It just feels very dark because we only have one window and very minimal lighting in this room. Coming back over here is a little table that we have. So if you wanted to have room service in your room, you do have a table that you can eat at. We'll get to the view once we talk about the bed situation behind me, because the view is pretty cool. We are right off of the tarmac and we can watch planes take off, so that's pretty cool. It is a little loud though, I will say. Now, back over here is where the bed is. We do have king size pillows on the bed. They do feel pretty fluffy, and the bed does feel pretty good. I actually have not sat on the bed yet. Okay. Feels comfy, not too shabby. And then we've got matching side tables on both sides. We've got a little bit of storage underneath here. I am not seeing a whole lot of USB plug, so in terms of keeping your stuff charged, it does look like there's some wall plugs kind of spread out, but in terms of keeping your devices close by, you're probably not going to get that here. On this side of the bed, again, matching bedside table, matching light and side light, but again, not really a whole lot of plugs in terms of like what you're looking for. What I would like to say about this room is this room feels very damp and moist, and I'm not 100% sure why. If maybe perhaps there was a leak at one point in time. It does have a smell of like mildew, and even just kind of sitting on the bed, it feels like that dampness. So we're not really sure where the dampness in this room is coming from, but it's definitely a little concerning. Outside of that though, the room is spacious and the bed feels like it's gonna be comfortable. The bathroom will do for one night, and let's go take a look at that view. Here's the view. I think that plane's gonna take off. But then again, it might be landing.
It could be landing. There's the whole private airport right there. Signature. There's a parking lot. I think that's for valet on the right there. Mm-hmm. That's why the spaces are numbered. Self-parking is over here to your left. We can kind of see it.
And then
the big R.
I think is the Delta headquarters.
Yeah, that's definitely Delta headquarters. Got some Delta planes, some FedEx planes in the distance. It's a beautiful view. I like the view. It'll be fun tonight watching some planes. Hopefully they take off on this runway. Watching some planes take off or land. The police officer. Good old South. But yeah.
Oh, here comes one. You can hear it.
Oh yeah. You can see one taking off in the distance and taking off on this runway. Good timing. Or he might be landing.
He might be landing, actually.
Yeah.
I think it sounds like they may have switched. They were taking off this runway, but
Yep.
it sounds like they're landing now.
So that's our room. One last pan of it from the doorway.
It's pretty spacious, but the dampness and the smell is a little disappointing.
Yeah, I've got a couple little things I want to show you, and then we're going to head out. We're going to go to the Concierge Lounge. We're going to hit up the gym, and then I don't believe they have a pool, but we will check. Let's go. One of the things I noticed in this room is this just vacant area. It definitely feels like there used to be something here. There's plugs here. Maybe the bed used to be further down. Oh, there are some plugs at the end here. I just noticed. That's really hard to plug into, by the way, if you're going to be in the bed. You basically have to wrap around the corner. But I guess we'll see if they even work. That's an interesting piece. It's just got a lot of dead space. Like, you'll see the whole room is just a lot of dead space. The mirror that Nacy pointed out has no lights around it. So even though you can do your fit check there, you can't really see. So I don't know how useful that is. But it is a spacious room. Let's go check out that Concierge Lounge. Down at the lobby level, heading into the business center. Got one computer, two computer, three computers.
We have tape, pencils, and notepads, and staplers.
Two printers, but they only have one computer desk. And then they do have some supplies in case you need it. That's nice. Normally we don't get supplies.
Somebody printed out their flight plans.
Decided not to take it.
Is this confidential? It's Memphis, too.
Want to come down to the lobby and get some lemonade. They also have some water. This is how you get to one of the parking lots, South Park. Check-in desk to Nacy's left. There's where you come in for the main doors. And there are some meeting spaces and stuff over here we'll check out in a sec. Here is the space for sitting. And it is, again, there's check-in over there. There's a little shop with snacks and stuff if you need them. That's pretty much it. If you go all the way the other side of the lobby, on the other side of the doors that you come in on, there is a nice little private sitting area. I like these chairs back here. Check those out. That's kind of neat. They got a chessboard. And they got another private little area. This is a nice little work area. As you can see, it's right off the lobby. Made it to the fitness center. Again, right off the lobby. I don't think there's anybody in here. Let's go see. Kind of like our room. This is really poorly lit, but they got 3 ellipticals, 3 treadmills, overhead press machine, 2 bikes, 1 recumbent, 1 regular. It is not a Peloton. It's a Life Fitness. Bench, some free weights. Got the Life Fitness weight machine here. Cue to jump on, some towels for drying. Leg curl over here. Curling machine. And they got some balls, weights, and then a water station. Oh, and they do have cold towels. I do love me a cold towel.
It looks like there once was a pool, but it is all closed down back over here in this corner. So at one point in time, it looks like they had a pool, but definitely one of their more neglected parts of this property.
Yeah. And when she says right off, it's right off the gym. That's where we are. So right off the gym is the old pool. There's also an entrance to it on the second level. That's interesting. I don't know why. But that's what I was saying. It's almost as dark as our hotel room is. There's no lights here. A lot of them are on for some reason. And there's not very many. So it's an interesting setup here. And not interesting in a good way. And that would be how you would have went to the pool. Nacy wanted to show the remnants of the pool. No lifeguard on duty. It's not even open. But I'm like, put some more windows here. You can look right out onto the runway. That's so awesome. That would be a cool view while you're working out, right? One last look at the entrance doors. Check-in, little shop. And then this little space with the Delta on the other side. Got closer to this Delta sign. That's actually a light being shined on the wall. I thought that was actually like a graphic on the wall. Pretty neat. And then there's the airport in the distance behind Nacy over there. Made it up to the Concierge Lounge. There's Delta over there. Look at that. shot of the lounge. So there's the lounge, and here's the food. I don't know what this is. Kind of looks like pepperoni. I'm not sure. Some Delta photography down in the atrium area. This is a D88, 2013. Yeah, that's I think what takes us to Charlotte or Charleston. So all the meeting rooms are named after airports.
This one's called the Gatwick, and it was developed in the late 1920s. And then it's the first terminal that was like a beehive. So like that whole the Las Vegas airport, if you fly to the Southwest terminal, it's a beehive where everything's kind of in the middle, and you just sit in the middle, and all of the terminals they break off. So apparently this was one of the first ones to have that design.
Neat.
Learning stuff.
A little better shot of these photos. There's the Delta jet. We've seen that many times taking off here. There's in front of the Renaissance Hotel. And there's just some Delta tails. Giggity. Those are Airbuses. Another one in front of the Renaissance. It must be easy to get the pictures in front of the Renaissance because a lot of them just park right out in front of us. There's a nighttime flyer. And like Nacy said, if you couldn't hear over there, you can actually see them.
This one's actually in JFK.
Oh, JFK Airport. That's weird. And there's an Israel plane behind it. Also strange. And one more down here. The old red tail. It's a different tail.
This was the breast cancer awareness rep that they did.
Oh, it's pink, not red. Oh, okay. Just bad lighting.
Every October, Delta does a breast cancer awareness campaign, and they usually do like some kind of drink that's pink. That was how I tried the Topo Chico that I love. And they usually, the stewardesses usually have something pink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Topo Chico for breast cancer, yeah. Well, that concludes our stay at the Atlanta Concourse Renaissance. It's a really long name.
Yeah, it is a really long name. It's actually a Renaissance hotel that is across the street, basically from the Delta HR main headquarters, essentially.
It's the whole main headquarters training. I think they do their flight attendants training, pilots training. All of that stuff is done there. It's very Delta themed, which is a great coincidence since we're heading off on Delta One the next day.
Yeah, it was kind of ironic. I had no idea that was what the situation was going to be. We kind of felt that the hotel felt a bit abandoned, and it was kind of like they had started renovations and then just kind of gave up at some point, because there were definitely areas that you could see that they renovated and looked a lot nicer, and then there were other areas that you were like, okay, well, you just kind of dropped the ball here.
Yeah, I would say the room had a weird funk to it, kind of like a mildewy smell to it. It was spacious and had a lot of room. Didn't really use that space very well and could definitely use a refurb. The cool parts about it was we being able to see the runway, but it was not soundproofed at all. And you could hear everything outside the building, which was difficult to sleep in because I don't really like that much noise when I'm sleeping. Overall, I don't know if we'd stay there again. We wouldn't be against it if we went to the Delta Museum. We talked about this, but just the smell and stuff was a little too much for us.
The customer service at the restaurant was
Zero,
just because we literally waited almost an hour until we even got the opportunity to order, and then our drinks didn't come out till our food had already been at the table.
For a few minutes, yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit frustrating, but we weren't on a timeline, so we kind of just went with it.
Yeah.
But if you're considering a hotel, there are other hotels that we felt the customer service was better. The lounge was lacking. There was only water. We never saw sodas.
Yeah, it's kind of like what they're trying to do with a lot of the lounges, I think. We'd recommend a bunch of other ones. We've stayed at a lot. Check it down below. There's a whole playlist of them for our channel that you can check out with the Atlanta Airport hotels. There's probably a better one that'll fit your needs, but again, it's an interesting experience because you get to see all the Delta artwork and stuff in there.
So if you guys like this kind of content, make sure you give it a thumbs up.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button.
And ring that notification bell so you get notified when we do at least 3 videos a week.
And we'll come and get you all for the next one.
Ain't that the truth, Baby Ruth?
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
We just want to take a moment to thank you all for watching the video. To those 90% of you guys out there watching who haven't subscribed yet, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. It really helps our channel grow and reach a wider audience. And for all those other YouTube personalities that you're watching out there, I'm sure they would appreciate it as well. To those that have subscribed, thank you for tagging along with us on our journeys. We appreciate your love, support, your likes, and all those wonderful comments that we're getting to on our videos. So we look forward to taking you on our next adventure. We'll see you on the next one.